Okay, so this evening we're going to talk about our CM products that we have. And Dee Welsh, would you like to start us off this evening?
Sure. Well, I use both. And in fact, this past week, I ended up doing a little trip on a curbing going to my car after a grandson's band concert, and my son and daughter-in-law were with me. And so, they helped me up, but got to the car. I was fine. But by the time I got home, I had some swelling in my ankle and foot, and it was beginning to discolor, get black and blue. So I put on the CM cream, I put on the ankle wrap, chucked a power chip in, and went to bed. The next day, it felt better. The swelling was down. I did the same thing, that day. By the second day, there was no discoloration, no swelling, no discomfort. So I take Joint every day as well, just for, bone and joint issues, along with some of the other things. So love it.
Thank you, Dee. And we'll do our covering of these are not medical products.
Right.
Don't say cure or heal. So if you're hearing these things, it's because these solutions have put the body into a space that allows it to heal itself. So how about if I turn it over to Barb Satterwhite, who I see next to me in the pictures. Where are you from, Barb, and what's your background, and what have you gotten out of these wonderful solutions?
Hi, Suzanne. I'm Barb Satterwhite, and I'm in Virginia. And I've been with NECAN 22 years, but I was in nursing for 30 years. But I love the CM cream and the Joint, and I could tell you stories for 24 hours. But just more recently, last week, one of my customers who was visiting in town, we had met for lunch, and then the next day she sends me a text with, she had burned her hand on the broiler, and she says, oh my gosh, I used the CM cream and it's so much better the next day. Now, I emailed her back or texted her back and said, initially I would have just washed it with our Pymag water because that helps a lot too, and then the infrared wraps, but the CM cream is phenomenal. And if you guys don't have it, there's a wonderful document that tells the history of the cetyl myristoyl, which is what the CM stands for, and how it was discovered and how it's used. And then we know there was a double-blind placebo-controlled study done with it. So it is an amazing, and Dee, I'm like you. I take it preventatively, okay? I don't have any joint issues, but I don't want any joint issues. And when you realize what it does, it like you said, the WD-40, why not? I mean, it is an incredible product. And as you know, the CM cream, you put it on and in 5 minutes, somebody gets results. So what I tell people, if it's helped that sore hand or that ankle, and you've got all these other things, if you take it internally, you're going to affect everything. So that's why the Joint capsule is what I do preventatively.
Thank you, Barb. All right. How about if we go to another Barb? How about Barbara Bertucci down in Florida? Do you have a CM story for us? Hold on. Okay.
Oh, I'm muted.
I unmuted you.
Oh, thanks. I do. I suffered with a bad back for 4.5 years before NECAN, and just the combination of all the things that I'm doing, I don't hurt. But the Joint seems to, I take 2 a night, sort of like Barb Satterwhite, for prevention. But if I have had, I mean, I don't stop. I keep going, I do things, and when I come home, I might be a little stiff, a little achy. And what I do is I take 4 with a glass of water, and within about an hour, I don't hurt anymore. So it's amazing how it just happens to give that little extra boost, that little extra support. And then every night I keep a tube of Joint cream by my bed, and I just go up and down my neck. I go on my back. I kind of rub it on my feet. And like, it's just a wonderful mint relaxation cream. That's and then another thing for Florida is it helps stop the itch. So if you get a mosquito bite or an ant bite, it's really good for that too. So But I love my CM cream. I have it everywhere, and I have it in my purse. I have it in my bed. It, joint, with me on it. So I'm always having it ready.
Thank you, Barbara. And I had a customer who deemed the CM cream doesn't stand for cetyl myristoyl. She says it's certified miracle cream. So as she swears by it, and let's see, who else would like to share? How about Dr. Stan? Oh, and then we'll go to Karma.
Well, just like what Bob was saying, I use it, you know, I take the joint, I take 6 a day, 3 times a day, 3 times a day, just for that reason, to keep my joints supple and movable. But as Barb said, a lot of times you have neck issues and just rub it on there, and you know, it just goes away. And if you have some problems with your hands, as I do, a lot of times I'll just massage them with a little CM cream, and it's almost instant to the kind of relief I get from it. So I mean, that's my 2 cents.
Thank you. And Karma, you'd like to share. You have to unmute. Here, I'll unmute you.
Okay. Am I unmuted now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted to just give a shout out to person I invited. Hello, Karina. Thanks for joining us tonight. My CM story is that's one of the first products I used along with the duct tape. I have had just a slight chronic knee issue. Nothing, no major injury, but my right knee would start to ache, and if I would use it, you know, walking heavily, I would start getting aching feelings. So the first demo that I went to, Dr. Caldwell was the one who introduced me to the CM. She says, "Are you having any pain anywhere?" And I said, "Yeah, my knee is always hurting." And it was raining, it was sloppy and cold, and my knee was just aching. So she says, "Well, I want you to try this." And she gave me a little tube of the CM cream. So she says, "But I want you to try this other thing as well." So she just cut some duct tape. She cut, you know, a little piece and cut it in half and put half on the top of my knee, half on the bottom of my knee. So I immediately noticed that with the duct tape, the pain went away almost within less than a minute. And then when the duct tape wore off, I started putting the CM cream, and I got the same result. I got that the pain went away pretty quickly. So I just used the CM cream and the duct tape alternating. And in 2 months, all my knee pain has completely gone away. I haven't had any duct tape. I use the CM cream very in different parts of my body, but my knee pain, like, it helped my body heal itself. And I think I'm about a month now with no pain whatsoever. Wow. And I would say that it's definitely like, I would call it, and I'm a massage therapist, so I've used lots of analgesic creams and ointments and things, and I've never seen anything work as efficiently. I mean, I've seen things stop the pain like a Band-Aid, but then it doesn't really help your body heal. It just numbs the pain out. This doesn't do that. This is something totally different.
That is awesome, Karma. And before Nancy goes, I just want to, you know, who was it that mentioned? I think it was Nancy. Nancy on her slide talked about working together as a team. And here's a great example of all of us now hearing a new story that we can now share with others because of Karma sharing hers from a massage therapist standpoint. Nancy.
I have a lot of stories about CM cream, but I do remember my husband has a severe back issue, and he was on I can't think of the name of it, Stan, chondroitin, and it stopped working. So at that time, you know, I was new to Nikken, and I said, "Why don't you try this joint?" And he's very resistant to trying anything. And he did try it, and he was so much better. And he went off it. He said, "I'm going to go back to the other stuff." And he was worse. So he's been back on it for a good 12 years. He takes 4 a day, as I do. And I know someone has taken up to 18, and I think I should increase it, but I don't know what we would be without it. So there's so many uses for both of them.
Thank you. Does anyone else want to share? We have a couple more minutes. I don't want to go too long. It looks like Mrs. Kramer is unmuted, and then we'll go to Lori.
Yes. Well, I had around 6.5 years ago, I had a broken leg, and I was in rehab, and they cautioned me that I might start to, it was my left leg that was broken, and they cautioned me that if I favored my right leg, that I might start to feel some arthritis in my knee. So, in fact, that started to hint that it was going to happen, and I right away started to massage my knee with the CM cream, and it really didn't happen. This arthritis that was supposedly going to happen, if I favored the right leg, didn't happen. I mean, the CM cream was amazing. And then last winter, I fell on the ice. Thank God I didn't break anything, but I don't know what happened. My whole right side was as though it was paralyzed, and I had to learn to walk again. And I used the CM cream and the duct tape, and the mini the little what do you call them? The little tiny magnets. They've changed names a few times since I started with the power patches many years ago. But I would put the replacements for the magnets in the insoles, and I would just take all of these different things, experimenting which one would work best on little patches of the duct tape, and I would tape it all over my arm and on my hip and down my leg, and using the CM cream as well. And I think I was also using the Mag Duo. I was using all kinds of things, and in 3.5 weeks, in less than that actually, I was able to walk again with a cane, and within 3-4 weeks, I was able to get rid of the cane and walk.
So I know that we're not supposed to ask a woman this question, but how old are you, Mrs. Kramer?
Well, and I don't mind saying I'm 76, and I'm going on 77 in a couple of months, 3 months, February, I'll be 3 months out.
Thank you, Mrs. Kramer. I think that's an important fact for people to realize how quickly she was able to recover from that pretty severe fall. So with less than 2 minutes, Lori, would you like to round us out here?
Absolutely. Thank you. I am not who I used to be inside and out. Niken's an inside job, like I mentioned on the video, but my outside has dropped 107 pounds. So I did a lot of damage to my joints for a lot of years. And I worked on concrete because I'm a cafeteria manager. So for the last 16 years, I've been on concrete at least 8 hours a day. And so you can imagine the extra weight and the extra, the way I ate, it was terrible. And so my joints were awful. I mean, awful, where I would come home and cry and not be able to cook dinner. And so using many of the products, but when I started on the joint, I could tell a huge difference. And it was very quickly. It was within like a month. And the CM cream is immediate. For me, it's immediate. And there's many times that I don't think I would have been able to sleep. And sleep is so important, so key, especially for losing weight. So it's been amazing, really, with the CM cream. The acetyl myristoriate is amazing, whether you take it internally or you put it on your body. And the combo is really powerful if you do both.
Well, thank you very much, everyone. I think, has everyone had a positive experience with the CM cream? Just raise your hand if you had a good experience with our CM cream. And the joint. Know anyone who's had a good experience? Yes. So for those watching this playback, you can see that you can touch base with any of us to get further questions answered. So